Yo! How is it hanging, everyone? My name is Jack Seth, of course, and you know what time it is. It is time for the Raw review, the October 19th, 2015 episode of Raw. This is the go-home show to Hella in a Cellar. And doing these Raw reviews, to me, is kind of like getting into a shower. You're really hesitant to go into it at first, but let me just adjust this. But, you know, God, I got the fucking chair stuck. Hang on, guys. Alright, I think we're all good now. But, yeah, like I was saying before, it's like going into a shower, mate. Like, you're hesitant to go in at first, but as soon as you get into it, you know, you don't want to stop talking about it. So, as you can see, we're almost at a minute. Just rambling on. Yeah, go-home show to Hella in a Cellar, and we're coming at you live from Dallas, Texas, and let's get into it. So, we open up the show in the way we always do, with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Hell yeah, no pun intended. And he comes out there, and everyone's going fucking apeshit because it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Why wouldn't you go apeshit? And, you know, he soaks in and he said it's good to be back in Dallas, and he started his career at the Sportatorium, and then when they built the American Airlines Arena, shipped him and The Rock in to break it, and he talks about, like, how he's made Dallas his home, like, so many significant moments have happened to him in that place, and that he's got a podcast with Brock Lesnar that I still need to listen to. I've heard it's pretty good. And so he's going to introduce the Undertaker. He comes out, another massive pop, and comes his way to the ring. Crowd chants his name, and he says, like, Brock Lesnar, we have one last battle to fight. And listen, when I say this, son, the depths of hell will look like the gates to heaven compared to where I'm going to take you this Sunday. Lesnar comes out with Paul Heyman with him, and he says, ladies and dead man, my name is Paul Heyman. I'm the advocate for the Beast, Brock Lesnar, and pretty much hyping up this match pretty good. Great promo from Heyman, of course. I'm in this match out. Now he conquered the streak, and that the two of them are going to fight and going to rip each other apart and just beat each other with their dead limbs at Hell in a Cell, something along the lines of that. Undertaker's like, you see, that's where your problem is, because you take everything from a man. And when you do that, the man ends up fighting with nothing to lose. And he's like telling Lesnar, come on out, and let's have a little brawl beforehand. Lesnar's about to do it, but he's like, nah. Which would have been awesome. I'd like to see these two have a bit of a brawl. But, yeah, pretty cool opening segment to Raw. I was a little bit disappointed that Undertaker and Lesnar didn't have a big punch-up. But then again, they'd have to have the entire roster pull them apart again. But, yeah, this was alright way to open up Raw. Yeah, good stuff. And so we get in a completely original match we've never seen before. John Cena and the Dudley Boys versus the New Day. I swear we saw this last week or the week before. And so we get Xavier Woods trying to calm down New Day sucks chant, and they got out the trombone. And that one bit that I really liked is that Kofi was like, we're gonna kick there, and then Woods was like, no, dude, it's a PG show. Kofi's like, who cares with a New Day ass? And I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. And so this is your typical six-man tag match, nothing crazy here. New Day end up getting the win, they celebrate, and then of course Cena and the Dudleys beat the shit out of them. Dudleys put them through the table, and it's announced that John Cena will be having a US Open Challenge at Hell in a Cell. This is probably a way for him to get rid of the championship. I've heard a lot of rumors that it's going to be Tyler Breeze from NXT. If so, that'd be extremely awesome to see him get a bump up onto the main roster and win a US title on his first night. That'd be pretty awesome. You know, he's been in NXT for such a long time, and I feel like it's right now that he deserves it. And they could be anyone, really, because we talked about how Dean Ambrose and Randy Orton were going to face Luke Harper and Braun Strowman, but accordingly Orton was like injured at an event in Mexico, and so we get Ambrose backstage and he's talking with Finlay and Dean Malenko. Nice to see those two make a little cameo appearance. And so we have Renee Young talking with Dean, with his boyfriend, and that she mentions that Randy Orton will not be on Raw tonight. Rumors is Wyatt has something to do with that, playing up the fact that Wyatts may have something to do. And knows anything about Orton. Ambrose said he's been talking about rumors of Wyatt injuring him, but they're not rumours. They've gotten on before, and they did again, and that he's sick of this crap, and he just really wants to go after the Wyatt family. So, very keen Dean Ambrose is tonight. Then we get Nikki Bella and Alicia Fox versus Naomi and Sasha Banks in a forgettable tag team match. Nikki Bella and Alicia Fox won this match, nothing really crazy happened, It was nice to see Sasha see the crowd get behind her. I don't know what's going up with T-Bad. Are they like baby faces or heels? I think they're in between, kind of, but I think in this feud right now, I think they're baby faces. I don't know, we're going to have to see as time progresses. And so Shawn Michaels comes out and he just grabs a bit of pizza from a fan's mouth. No, he grabs a bit of pizza from a fan's hands and he stuffs it down his mouth, and you can tell because he's got a bit of pizza like stuck in his throat. He's been coughing the entire time. And so he's just talking about he's been in a cage, in a cell, and that both pale in comparison to being inside Hell in a Cell. And but many years ago he was in the very first ever Hell in a Cell. I think we all know that. That was against Undertaker. Amazingly, he's still here, and he's going to face Lesnar, and that there will be another Hell in a Cell that night. Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt. Then Seth Rollins comes out, and he makes up the comparison of him being the next Shawn Michaels. While Shawn Michaels is like, wait, don't you want to be the first Seth Rollins, and bringing up that kind of stuff, which, he made a really good point, actually. And then Michael comes out, and then he says, you've got a match right now against Ryback, and he looks like he's going to hit the switch in music, and but he's like, nah, and just dances off. So then we get Seth Rollins versus Ryback. Just the wrestling on this show really wasn't anything amazing. Like, you could just pretty much go through this Raw and just watch the endings, really. But how it ended, Ryback hits a spine buster, goes for the meat hook, Rollins rolls to the apron, he rakes the eyes, hits pedigree, and Seth Rollins wins the match for a change. Because that's a great way to build up your champion, even though he hasn't won a match in months. Like, seriously, when was the last time Seth Rollins won a match on Raw? Like, it's been a very, very long time. Then we get replay showing of like Summer Rae breaking up with Rusev, and it's found out that we get a big 6-man tag team match. Dolph Ziggler, Cesaro, and Neville, which is an awesome team, taking on King Barrett, Rusev, and Sheamus. And it was an alright tag match. Neville did some cool stuff in this, did springboard on the outside and all that. How it ended, Neville super kicked Rusev out of the ring. Neville then took Rusev and Cesaro, his own partner, out with springboard somersault senton, which was what I was talking about. Ziggler got the roll up on Barrett. He kicked out. Sheamus hit the bro kick on Ziggler from the ringside, and then Barrett pinned Ziggler for the win. Heels win. Good for them. And then we get Ric Flair coming out, so pumping out the legends because they're desperate. They are so fucking desperate to get those ratings back up. Well, what would be a good idea? Actually put on some good television for a change and make some storylines we're actually interested in. That could help out. But Ric Flair came out and he's doing his big woo, and that the most exciting thing that happened in WrestleMania in the Big D, and that he's here to introduce Roman Reigns, who is going to be tagging up with Dean Ambrose later out tonight. And so he makes his way to the ring, and Wyatt Family is already at ringside, and they have a bit of a chat. Eric Rowan is now with them. Nice to see him back. And Luke Harper's pissed off, so they've just swapped now. And so Reigns thanks Flair before turning to Wyatt Family, and that's when everyone comes. And then he says he'll get 2 chairs, and he decides to talk to Bray Wyatt really up close. And Reigns says if Wyatt doesn't start anything, there won't be nothing. And then he gets the Watt treatment. He's like, "You're a bully. You like to pick on people, and you dig power by fear," and trying to make him out like a terrible person. And he's surrounding himself with mountains because he's scared, to get alone and stuff, and that he should see it in his eyes that he's scared, and make a signal to his family that he can kick his ass, and that they should talk about Hell in a Cell and how they'll end it on Sunday, and that they can't get in, Bray get out, and Wyatt should be afraid of Reigns and all that, and that Reigns so shoves him a few times like a little bitch. He was like, "Oh, Brie, I dare you to fight back," like trying to slap him like a little bitch. And then Wyatt Family comes in. It looks like he's going to attack him. Then Ambrose comes out and helps him out. And so the authority is watching backstage. Seth Rollins with his belt, and he's just laughing up like, "Ha ha! Look at those two suckers." Michaels walks in and Trips says that Dean and Rome should get a partner taking on the Wyatt Family, and Michael says Rollins should be in the match. Triple H is like, nah, he's good. And then Michaels is like, goats Rollins into accepting the spot as Reigns and Ambrose's partner. And so we get a mini Shield reunion, son of a bitch. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, to see those three team up again, like, damn, that's going to be an awesome main event. I hope so. We get Brie Bella versus Charlotte in a piss-poor match you shouldn't give a shit about. Charlotte won, good for her. And so Paige is like nodding in approval at backside, and that so Renee Young like comes up to Paige and asks like what she's going on with PCB, and that it's been tough for the fans, but they turned their corner last week. And Renee asked if she attacked Natalya and really cornered her. Paige said, "Look, it's a long way to the top. Try to put the ugliness behind her." But Renee got really aggressive in this interview and was like, "Paige, you're not answering my question." And Paige said, "It could be anyone," and they go back and forth, and they really like have a bit of a argument almost with each other. And Paige says Renee's and Erin Andrews. So I'm starting to think, what's going on with Renee Young? Like, is she going to be wrestling soon? Like, who knows? But right now, I'm very interested to see if they can do anything more Paige and Renee Young. I'm really interested in that. Then we get Mark Henry versus Kevin Owens. You know, seems an alright match. And then, but the ending was fucking awesome. Kevin Owens ends up getting the pop-up powerbomb on Mark Henry. How he did it, I've got no idea. If he does that on the bloody Big Show, I'm gonna lose my shit. Like, but I don't think that'd be possible. He's too large. But Owens stands over Henry with his IC title, talks a bit of shit. Ryback comes out, gets to the ring. No one gives a crap. Owen quickly just bows out of the ring to avoid him, and that he grabs Owens, throws him into the ring. That's what Henry does, and then Ryback just powerbombs Owens to death, and he's bleeding from the bridge of his nose, and that commentators keep selling the WWE Network, and Rollins is seen backstage. Renee Young asks how he feels with the one night only reunion with the Shield, and he's like, "This isn't about the Shield, it's about me proving to Shawn Michaels and Triple H that I'm the man, and if Reigns and Ambrose want to rehash the path, I'll just destroy him again." So there goes your hopes and dreams of seeing a Shield reunion. So we get an awesome video that hypes up Lesnar and Taker. We've seen it a couple of times, but still it's awesome. And then we get the kickoff show, and we get Dolph Ziggler, Cesaro, and Neville versus Sheamus, Rusev, and King Barrett. Wow. Very original 6-man tag. That really pissed me off. I'm like, that's the best you can come up. You've got 6 awesome athletes, and you're gonna put them in the pre-show? The pre-show? I mean, come on. You could at least have these 6 guys, one of those guys, wrestle in a singles match. But no, let's put them all in a 6-man tag, because fuck you. Then we get to the Shield. Well, not really the Shield, but Reigns, Ambrose, and Rollins versus the Wyatt Family. And so, but the Wyatt Family this time is Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, and Eric Rowan making his big return. And that Luke Harper is out because Randy Orton took him out before he himself was taken out, something like that. I think this was because, maybe this could be punishment because there was a bunch of people, Jericho took a picture backstage on Instagram where everyone was wearing Luke Harper shirts and they were doing poses, and this destroyed kayfabe or whatever. I'm pretty sure kayfabe was already dead. It was a big curtain call moment. But seriously, if he was punished for that, that's really fucking stupid. But yeah, not a bad match. Pretty damn good. How it ended, Reigns and Rowan were in that, and so he took him out. Superman punch. Strowman broke up the pin. Ambrose attacked Strowman. He quickly gets thrown out of the ring. Strowman applies the head and arm choke to Reigns, Ambrose grabs a kendo stick and just smashes him with it, and so the winners by disqualification are the Wyatt family. So Strowman grabs the kendo stick, breaks it over his knee, just like that, make him look strong and all that. And so I believe, did Rollins piss off after this? I think he did. But so Strowman charges him, but Ambrose pulls the top rope down, get him out of the ring, goes for a suicide dive. Strowman catches him, gives him a spine buster on the floor. Ouch. Wyatt family triple teams Ambrose until Reigns takes him out with a huge leaping plancha. Reigns then throws Brie back into the ring, spears the cunt from out of nowhere, and then Rowan just pops up out of nowhere. It's like Reigns then spears Rowan for good measure. Strowman pulls Wyatt out of the ring, and Reigns and Ambrose stand tall, and that's how we end Raw. The matches were not that good, but you know, there was some stuff that I was interested in, like Stone Cold and Taker. That was a pretty alright segment. I would have liked it if they brawled a bit more. Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt could be a pretty good match. I'm interested to see who will be, except Cena's US Open Challenge. It looks like Cena's not in a feud right now. He's just getting ready to go off and shoot his movie or his reality show, whatever the fuck he's leaving for. I really hope Tyler Breeze does answer and become the United States Champion. That'd be really awesome. I think he could be in a lot of good feuds with a lot of guys, maybe like a Ziggler or who's some faces like Neville. You could have him and Neville. They could have some good matches. Or Cesaro, even he needs a push. Like Cesaro and Tyler Breeze, they could have some fantastic matches together. But yeah, what I'm giving this Raw, I'm going to give this Raw sideways. Not horrible by any means, and not anything to shoot myself in the back of the head with, but yeah, pretty lackluster Raw, and yeah, I need to see the Stone Cold podcast with Brock Lesnar. I've heard it's pretty good, but yeah, this is it for this episode of Raw. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like if you did. Comment down below your thoughts on this Raw. Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Are you pumped for Hell in a Cell? If you want to see more stuff from me, hit the subscribe button, because I've got my predictions and my Hell in a Cell review and the Raw right afterwards. And I believe after that will be my birthday, so I might do a little birthday present like video talking about what I got and how I liked it and all that kind of shit. So yeah, a lot of content to be coming on this channel very, very soon. So yeah, thank you guys for checking me out. If you want to check me out on Twitter and Instagram, it's at JackamanLol31, and I'll check you guys later for the Hell in a Cell predictions, and I am out in 3, 2,